Hello everybody, this is Jean. Today I'm doing weeks 6 and 7 of Kylie Coo's Positivity Deck, and the topics are self-care and sanctuary. The first thing that struck me about self-care was that it has to be a balance between all different parts of yourself, so looking after your body, looking after your mind, and probably most importantly looking after your soul. And there are all different ways of doing these three things, but you need to do all three. So here I'm sticking down bits of paper. I've missed a lot of this out, but it actually was quite meditative. I wanted them to be in a square sort of pattern with edges. So I stick them down with Mod Podge. And then I gesso over the top. Now the gesso is quite thick, which is lovely for some projects, but for this one I wanted to be able to see the print through, so I've added some water and then wiped some of it off. So I'm happy with that. I'm using gelatos here. I always seem to go back to these same three colours. There's purple and a blue and a sort of limey green. This blue wasn't the right one, I decided, so I changed that. And all I'm doing is trying to pick up the edges and then smudging it out. And eventually I end up with the effect that I'm looking for. I then wanted to lighten it up a bit with some white, and again this gesso really is too thick and I should have realised that. I should have watered it down a bit, but I'm happy with the end result and I'll live with it. Originally I was going to use the scales to represent balance, and then I realised I had three different things to balance, so I thought it'd be quite nice to use one of these patterns. I think they're called Triskel or Triskelé. And the Manx Legs of Man is an example of this, but this is a sort of more Celtic type of pattern with three equal parts to it, pointing in three directions. And so I downloaded a few of them from the internet, and I quite liked this one that came in three parts. And then I'm sticking on some Tim Holtz letter stickers to put the words body, mind and soul, to remind me that when one of those gets too much attention, or where one doesn't get enough attention, then I'm not in balance. Go around the edges with the ink pad, black ink pad. Then I think I got glue on this, so I went over it with a black food ball. Did a bit of doodling in black and did a bit of doodling in white. Which in retrospect I'm not quite sure if I liked, but it was too late by then, so I just left it. It served its purpose. It will remind me about three different ways of being. I wasn't happy with the black edge, so I went over that with a black neocolor, and smudged it round. I did write self-care at the side just to remind me what the card was, but I don't think I'm likely to forget. This is the Sanctuary card, and I'm writing in my book here, and I was quite surprised what I ended up with here, because my first thoughts, like a lot of other people, were that home is my sanctuary, or being out in nature is my sanctuary, a bit of visualization about greenery and streams and so on. But actually I ended up with something quite different. So here I'm gessoing the card. Again, I speeded it up, but I did actually do this quite deliberately and intentionally. I covered the card in grey watercolour paint, wanted watercolour because I want to use a stencil to remove some of it. And I wanted to get the effect of a stone wall. So I used this little stencil, got loads of these, and this one, it's a sort of crackle effect, but it does look quite like a stone wall when I've removed some of the paint. And surprisingly, although I'm not a conventional believer, what came into my head was the idea of sanctuary in a church. And I love visiting old churches, and I love visiting cathedrals. And I do always feel safe in there with the candles and the incense, as I say, although I'm not a conventional believer. So I was really quite surprised at the way this card turned out, what I actually wanted to do with it. I can't draw to save my life, so I did a paper piecing of some candles and a bit of greenery. And then down the bottom there, where you can't really see, I'm trying to write the word sanctuary. And I spell it wrong, but I do spell it right on the final result. So they're my two cards. I'll say thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'll leave all the links to Kylie's Positivity Deck videos below. Click that little bell if you want notifications of future videos. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye. Oh, and there's some close-ups going up right now.